everybody. Thanks again for joining us. We have a ragtag group here ready to dig in deep to brotherly love. That is our 10th episode of season 7. And I'm so glad not to have to say part B anymore. Uh, so
All
join
right.
us. We're going to start with Jackie. Well, how did
I
you get into Outlander?
How did I get into? Just happened to come across it on Netflix one day, and it's like, oh, time traveling, cool. So I thought I'd check it out, and was hooked from like episode 1. And I started. It was like right before they started season 6, so I was kind of late into it. So they already had 5 seasons out already. So I binge watched the whole thing. It was great. Loved it. I was hooked. Been hooked ever
Perfect.
since. Just got done doing the books. Probably the second time hearing them. I did the audio, which I love audio, because I can do it while I'm working. So you can kind of get that and that all together. So yeah, that's how I got into Outlander.
Fantastic. Jan, why don't you let us know how'd you get into Outlander?
Okay, so I have to say that my best friend Trish, who lives in Terre Haute, Indiana, she was telling me about the series, and she was like, "You are gonna love this character that they have." And so I started, of course, with season 1, and I fell in love with Sam. And I probably am more of a Sam lover than I am an Outlander lover, but I love the series. Caitlin was, I was so impressed with her and the whole cast. They're just top notch. The actual filming of the show is top notch. You can just tell beautiful scenery of Scotland. So I just kind of got hooked.
Fantastic. And Jan is a book reader, so is Jackie.
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
how about your backstory, dear? How'd you get into
Okay,
Outlander?
well, I actually saw Outlander when it first came out, the first season. But
Wow.
for some reason, I life got in the way, so I really didn't get back to it until the start of the third season, and then I binge watched and got caught up again, and then I found out that it was related on books. So I started reading the books, and I love Audible too. So
Yeah, where I got it.
so I got the books and I got the Audible, and I kind of enjoy reading while listening, you know. So and I've read and listened to the books at least 4 times now,
Mm-hmm.
and and then when I was starting with, I think in 2019, I was looking for a wellness program, exercise program that I could join, and Sam had advertised his.
Yeah.
So I joined My Peak Challenge in
Challenge. Okay.
2019, and I've been a member ever since.
How do you like that?
Ah, very
I
good.
love it.
Do
I
you?
love
I was
it.
wondering about that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I joined mainly for, for the exercise and the nutrition and everything. But um, I stayed because of all the friends that I've made, you know,
Right.
all over the world.
That's
And
wonderful.
That's cool.
That's very
uh,
cool.
I never heard anybody that had joined that. That's awesome.
Nice.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, earlier this year, I went to the LandCon 6 convention in Paris.
Ah,
And
Wow.
fabulous.
yeah, with about 18 of my peaker friends.
Nice.
Wow.
And then I met up with a few other peaker friends that were there that I didn't know were going to be there. And
Cool.
Nice.
yeah, and I got to meet the whole cast,
Wow.
14 of them.
Nice.
Wow.
I am so envious.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
awesome.
great.
Yeah, and yeah, um, it was a trip of a lifetime. I mean,
That.
because I was
Yeah.
able to not only meet the cast and everything, but I was also able to meet all my friends in person for the first time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, and I was able to go in between my treatments for cancer, which I'm cancer free now.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Good
We're
for
so
you.
excited for you. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
Yes, I'm finally growing my hair back.
Well, I do this on purpose, so works for me too.
That's great. No, this is all great. Well,
Wow.
I'm going to switch gears for us. I'm
Yep. Let's
not
do
because
it.
we
Yeah.
could spend the whole time sitting here just babbling about things. So I'm
All
going to
right.
pretend that we have a goal, and we're going to talk about the very beginning here with the flashback is where I want to start. If you see me looking down, it's because I write notes, so I don't
Gotcha.
forget to talk about anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But with how did you like the flashback where we got very young old Ian and very young now old Jamie, I guess, because we
Cute.
got young
I
Jamie
enjoyed
too.
that actually. You know what I
Yeah.
really liked is that they actually used the same young actor that did in that one season with Murdoch. That's the
Right.
same little boy that they did again. Which I thought that's great. They've been doing a lot of that, which I think has been fabulous. That
Yeah.
all these
Yes.
actors are actually been open enough to come back after years, and I
Yeah.
think that's been really cool.
Yes.
So that's the same little boy.
Yeah. And I like the part
Yeah.
where they were showing, yeah, Ian. They said Ian or Jenny said there was Ian always guarding his chief's side, and we get to see
Right.
like that moment where, that's what you're
Right.
supposed to do. That's what
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
That's I thought
Because
that was
didn't she
very
say that? What
cool.
Mhm.
episode did she say that at? Didn't
Yeah.
she say that in episode one time ago?
I want to say like seasons ago.
Old John, Ian's father, used to tell Ian his job was to guard his chief's weaker side.
Seasons
Yes.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
she did. And I think they didn't like have her say it again.
Mm,
They had somebody else saying it, because they didn't want people to be reminded that it's new Jenny.
No.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
because the old Jenny's the one that said it. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the reason.
I suppose.
I loved
It's
it also because Murtaugh kind of was that person for Jamie, like throughout
Right.
the series, not the books, of course.
Right.
But he was also the right hand. Even though he was the godfather and older than Jamie, he
Mhm.
kind of took over that position.
Right.
I thought that was really great. I kind of related it to that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good point.
Yeah, the only other thing about it, though, it got me confused for a moment because in the books, it's he's always on his right, his weaker side, because Jamie is left-handed
Left-handed.
in the
Right.
books, but in the show, he's right-handed, so it's
He's
on
on
the
his
left.
left. Right on his left. True.
He might have been able to fake it for like a feature film, but for 10 seasons, I don't think that Sam could have just been like, yes, I'm naturally left handed. Because, I mean, I can't even write my hand with my left hand. Trying
Yeah.
to be a swordsman would
Right.
be, he'd probably be missing a nose by now.
Yeah.
Or someone else would be missing a nose by now.
Yeah, but in the books, though, he even though he was left-handed, he was forced to do everything right,
Everything right-handed.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
he
true.
could-
I forgot about that. That's
Mhm.
very good, Vicky.
True. True
Which
that.
is very
I
historically
I
correct.
remembered he was left-handed. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah.
No, that's a very good point. And then, of course, we see Ian's passing. I mean, all this
Mhm.
happened very quickly on the series, and
Yeah.
it feels like in the books it did take a little while. Not that we wanted
Yeah,
him
it
to
took a
die, but
lot
it took a
longer than
while
that.
to
Yeah.
get there.
It took a while. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And this, they were just
But they're
sort of
trying to
like,
cram a whole bunch of stuff in 1 hour. They're not going to take 20 minutes to have him pass. There's just no way they could do that, really.
No.
You know,
Right.
no, I
we
understand
wish
didn't
that.
get anything else. So
I wish they could have, instead of only been an hour, if they would have extended it for a half hour, I think these episodes would be better. I think last week's episode was fabulous. We're all so happy that they're back.
Yep.
But I think having the episodes a little bit longer, I wish it's not like they didn't have the money to do it. I just wish that they would have extended them. I know that I think the last episode, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think the last episode of this season is going to be longer.
I
I
do
don't know, did
believe
they say
so,
it was gonna be?
yes. I know,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
she's
think
right.
it
They
is.
tend to do that on the last episode.
Yeah.
Whether it's an extra 10 minutes or an extra half hour, it's always a little bit longer than the other
Yeah.
Yeah,
standard
usually it
episodes.
is. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
But
Usually
that's
they're like
just,
an hour and 20 minutes or something. Yeah.
like I said, that's
Yeah.
just my opinion. I just wish that because of the hurriedness of
Yeah.
that part of it,
Yeah.
and then I felt like um there was one more just the hurriedness of at the very end, the scene when Caitlin, Caitlin, I'm sorry, when
Okay.
when- yeah, sometimes age kind of comes into it and I forget people's names. um Anyway, when she finds out that uh Jamie has died, I wish that they could have kind of extended that a little bit. Not that they
Yeah.
needed to give us more information, but just kind of extended it. It was so quick. It was just almost like a flash on the screen.
Well, I think they're gonna start off with that and delve
Yeah.
into it a little
A
more
bit more next,
Yeah, I know that.
the next
I know
episode.
that, but I
Yeah.
just wish, like I said, it kind of goes along with maybe extending the episodes a little bit. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Would have been nice. I think they would have been able to maybe put a few more things or slowed it down just a tad if they would
Yeah.
have had it more time. And I
Absolutely.
always wonder what prompts them to have certain time frames for episodes. I mean, I have no idea anything about this industry, so I
Yeah.
can't say anything about it. I'm just curious on why
Yes.
certain episodes get 120 and why certain episodes don't. You know what I mean? So
That's a
what
good
prompts
question.
that? I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
I think part
I
of
say
it
it's
is that
this. It's
Well, yeah,
It's
this.
it's
money.
got to be
It's
about the money.
contractual as well.
I'm sure.
and I think too that if the director is really wanting something in the episode and they're trying to cut it to be able to fit everything and they just can't,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they end up extending it because of that.
Yeah.
Well, this would have been a good one to extend. I mean,
Yeah. I think so
just
too.
my personal opinion on that. I mean,
Yeah.
like Jan said, they could have extended a little bit more with Ian. Because in the books we get a lot of stuff that happens with him before he passes away. I mean, we do with the family and the kids. And granted, they're not going to do all of that. I get it, but they could have maybe
Right.
did a little bit of that.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
I liked it from last week when we were talking about, I don't know if you ladies saw our discussion last week, but we were talking about how, we didn't really need to see everything, at Simon's funeral or whatever. They could get through that quickly. But there's certain sections that we all love as readers of the books
True. Yeah.
and show lovers that we would like more, of. And I think maybe sometimes the producers sometimes don't always understand the fans.
Well, from what I
Anyway.
know, two of the producers actually, that's how they figured out how to do the show, is they read the book, so they
Yeah.
know what's in it. They know
Yeah.
exactly what's in it. And sometimes it's constriction of the network. It's not necessarily about them always.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
always about them. They have the network wants, I want it in this time frame, and here's your money. Go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as a person that doesn't know anything about the industry, how would I know why? I mean, I don't know why. I could really be upset about certain things that they are really missing out on, and they are.
Yeah.
But we love Diana Gabaldon's books, and they're a totally different entity than this movie. So we had to
Yeah.
kind of remember that they're not
Yeah.
the same thing.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
They're not. They're not.
And
They're 1,000-page books. There was no way they're going to get 1,000 pages in an hour
I
or
know.
even 10 hours. It just happened. For 16 hours, for that matter.
right.
That could be a chapter in her book. I mean, come on. Sometimes she always gives us a little too much detail in the books. I'm like, okay, I really didn't need to know none of that. Okay, let's.
That's why.
Am I the only one that thinks that? I don't know.
There's so
That's
many
why I
subplots that
speed
can
read
confusing.
sometimes.
So many.
I love-
oh my goodness.
I love
It's just
all of the
incredible.
detail. I love
There
all.
is so much plots and details that she gives. It's overwhelming sometimes. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that they haven't even touched on that are in the book.
Yeah.
I mean, always so many plots that they're not even they haven't even touched on it.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much.
Right.
No,
and plus the actors themselves, like some of them aren't able to be there,
Right,
so
right.
then they have to try and write around it.
Right.
and give their part to another
Yeah,
character.
I'm not a writer. I wouldn't know anything about how they do that stuff. I mean, really, I'm just happy that they actually wanted to do it. I'm cool with that. Do what you need to do, people. If I want the backstory, I'll read the book.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah. I did like how
Oh,
they used given more time with Ian and at Lallybrook.
Yeah.
I did like that because when Bree went to Lallybrook back in season 4,
Mhm.
it was like hi bye.
Yeah.
You know,
She wasn't there
it
at
was
all.
so short. She didn't get past the entryway.
Right. She just got in the entryway and then they were gone already. Yeah. They didn't really give her a chance at all in life. Yeah.
I
Like
was
I said,
expecting like deleted scenes or something, or additional scenes or something
yeah, I don't think there was
about
any
that.
of her.
No,
Yeah.
there wasn't.
There wasn't. Not that I know of. Nope.
No.
What
what
you
did
got,
we
Katie?
like? I was just gonna say, Ian, young Ian, and Claire, are get back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, me personally, I'm all about Ian and Rachel right now. I'm like, all right, let's see this stuff go. And I think they did the same thing with Rolo that they did with the door last week. They were like, all right, Rolo's taking off. And I'm like, yes, it's going to be a great moment. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, she can't find him. The dog's gone.
Yeah.
They took us on that one. But a lot happened in that scene. In these first couple of scenes, we meet Mercy. We get to see
Right.
the difficult problems that Claire's going to have to try to fix Henry.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, I mean, I'm going to go through all the things here. How did you
Yep. Go
enjoy
for it.
these upcoming scenes when they get back home? What were your thoughts on? Can I just ask, am I the only one obsessed with Ian and Rachel, or am I just like
Rachel.
crazy old lady?
No.
I think they're cute.
You are a crazy old lady, though.
They're cute.
Okay, I'll take that.
I
I'll
like them.
take
They're
that.
cute. They're cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're cute. I thought it was funny when they're rolling up in that carriage and they take his paperwork, but they don't even bother looking at hers. I
Yeah.
just thought that was funny. I'm like, well, I guess women aren't, anything. I'm like, well, yeah, they
Yeah.
weren't.
And,
Would you
and,
expect to
We're
change
awful
that? Come on.
innocent.
and young Ian was like
Was she
laughing.
really thought that was going to happen? Come on.
It's like if there's somebody in this
Come on,
carriage you
Claire,
are
where have you
worried
been?
about, it's Auntie.
Where have you been?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
I think one of my favorite parts was when William was in the market with Rachel.
Yes, cute. Yeah,
I,
he's standing
I,
there.
I laughed. I don't normally laugh out loud, but
That was
this
cute.
made me laugh. He was just like 2024 standing there,
Yep.
and he could have
Waiting.
been, like every husband ever that's
Mine.
ever lived.
Absolutely.
And he was complaining that he was taking too long.
That's mine usually
In the
sitting in the car
market.
waiting for me.
I laughed out loud. I don't usually laugh at shows, but
That's
that
pretty
really
cute.
made me laugh. And he was so cute the way he said it. Like my beard was starting to grow or something. And then she says something about,
I don't
I
see a
see
beard.
that you don't have a
beard.
beard anymore or something.
Well, I had time to
That was
shave
really
it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
That was cute. Well, I had time to shave,
Yeah.
grew it and shaved it.
Yeah, I had time to go home and
Cute.
shave it, basically.
A man could walk 3 times around the city in one of your moments.
That's
Funny.
fun. But I really like that scene. I think that and then the next scene, I think not too long, maybe is it right after when she goes, no, I'm sorry, that's the different scene. Okay. So
You're okay. I got it in order.
yeah, I know I lost my mind for a second. But I thought that scene was really good. And it showed he was just about to kind of share his heart with her, I think. Because she said something about what were you going to say, and he's like, he just kind of shook his head, not, basically said nothing, I think. But it's just so cute, and he really does have a heart for her, but he just kind of refuses to say anything to her because, of his cousin.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Your
loved it.
your your audio
Yeah.
was going a little off to me anyway. I
Oh,
just
I'm
want to make
sorry.
sure that we don't miss anything. No, I just don't
Yeah,
want us to
I'm
miss
fine.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I just said if you missed it, I just said at the end, I just said, I kind of I felt really bad for him because I know he has a heart for Rachel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And he almost tells
Yeah.
her. It's like, no,
I know.
Yes.
He's
wait.
almost like he wants to say something, right? And then he second guesses himself and doesn't say it. And I think he knows that she's not interested in him that way. I think he gets that
Yeah.
she's in love with Ian. I mean, it's not like she hasn't said that, right? I
And I
mean,
think he respects Ian too, so he's not gonna like
enough to
horn in on
right
his.
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're right, Katie.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. He's a gentleman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grew up as a gentleman, so he knows that.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Let's
Lord John Gray, come on.
can I give you guys
Yep,
whiplash? Let's
yep,
talk
come on.
about Buck, Roger, and Galus.
Gayless, oh my goodness. That was great.
Yeah.
The door thing when he opens up the door and in his brain he's like, oh my God. That was great.
I love it. I
I love
love
his
it.
back. All his talking in his head has been
Yeah, I
hilarious. I'm
love.
sorry. I've
I've enjoyed
enjoyed
that
that a
so
lot.
much. Yes.
I
Yes.
I have enjoyed that so much because it's funny.
Do I ken you, sir?
Well, you should. He's your son.
What troubles you, Mr. Mackenzie?
One, you're my many times great-grandmother. Two, you're a murderess.
It is.
Yeah.
That's my notes. It says Roger, inner voice, hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. I
And
think
know
he's
they've been complaining
funnier.
that they didn't really care for the voiceover, but I think his voiceovers have been
Uh,
awesome. And they've explained exactly what he's thinking, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I loved it. I've been enjoying it a
I
lot.
think his
Richard
I think
Rankin's been
his
doing
voice
amazing
in
on
his-
that whole thing.
I think his voice in his head is funnier too.
Funny.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I think so too.
Well,
And
the things we won't
and
let
I found
ourselves
out
say
that
are often hilarious.
Right?
yeah.
Exactly. Our inner little voice going, oh, I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that out loud.
I found out too that it's like not really all that easy to do those voiceovers.
Yeah,
And
voiceover
they
work is
have a
hard.
couple of different ways of doing it, but yeah. But I think he was like having to like think in his mind, okay, this is what I'm saying, and then try and have it match up.
Yeah. That's good. He's been doing a really good job. I have to say, this past couple episodes, Richard Rankin's really kind of upped his acting. I mean, he's just been amazing these last two episodes.
Yeah.
I think he's got something
And
really interesting to play off of, and he's enjoying having to do something completely different.
It's different, exactly. He's even mentioned that I think in interviews that he was enjoying doing that because it was different. Yeah.
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 And then Richard, obviously, or Richard, no, not Richard. Roger
Yeah.
starts thinking, maybe Rob brought Jemmy to Galus because he's putting like, okay, who are all the time travelers? Maybe there's something going on here, which
Right.
I thought I still think is a funny thing to think, but that's okay. How would Rob know? Because Rob know. And anyway,
Yeah.
but then I will go back to let's see, the all right. So Lord John discussing Dr. Hunter. So the Hunters get brought into it that way as well. But I
Right.
like the chat with the two doctors walking down the road, having a discussion.
That's cute.
And
Right.
and Dr. Hunter's face when she says, "Did we open him up?" He's like, "Did we open him up?" The guy would be
He's like, are you kidding me? Actually, that's what's on my
Slicing down the
screen right now. I have it in the background. I'm watching this episode right now on mute.
fantastic.
And that's exactly what's happening right now. What you just said. They're just walking down talking right now.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, how did he get the slit out? How did he get the slit out without opening them up? Except for like putting a little hole
No,
in.
there's a difference between
And
cutting
just
a little
kinda-
2-inch hole and slicing that sucker. I don't.
Whole thing up. Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Well, it's like when when she opens up Jamie when he has that buckshot, and I mean, she really sticks her fingers in there to find that buckshot. So I would say that's the same way that they did with, the rest of those operations. That'd be horrible. Look.
You know what I noticed though when she did that to that guy? I don't know if it's just me. It's something weird. Is that she doesn't take her rings off when she's doing that? Wouldn't that be weird if she lost one of the rings in one of the people? Did anyone else notice that, or was it just me? How do you not take rings off when you do surgery, or is that just
I take
me?
my rings off when I bake and cook.
A
Yeah,
more modern doctor. I'm thinking she would have thought that, but maybe not.
Gross.
I don't know. I know it's an off thing. That's just me.
That'll be a scene when she pulls her hand back and go, "Oh no, gotta go back in."
What is going on with that? Come on, man. I don't know when did plastic, glove. I don't know when all that plastic glove started happening. I don't know what century was that happening.
No, like
19th
only in
century.
the past few
I have
decades.
no idea.
This past century. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. But
I
you
almost
still
said
think
this
you got to take
century.
your
That's wrong.
jewelry off, right? I
Yeah,
don't know.
I would think
Just
so.
me.
And because you got to scrub your
think
hands
so?
forever.
Well,
I'm
she's
kidding.
doing that already. So she's doing that all the time, right? She's always
That's
doing it with the alcohol and crap. Why would you not take your rings off, people?
Yes,
It's because it's a TV show, Jackie.
I know. We all have our weird things, right? That we think about.
And Jamie said that she'll never have her rings taken off of her.
Yeah, but
You
she
can have them
uses
inside
one
the cavity,
inside.
honey. You can
The
take it off when you're doing surgery, honey. That's all.
The resolution of Mr. Bug's story was over very quickly. Again, they're shoving a
Yeah.
lot in this story, but I still
They
was
are.
very afraid for poor Rachel there for a minute.
Yeah.
Did you guys like the way they made that go kind of fast? I'm sorry, I'm saying
I
this
did.
badly.
Yeah.
I did,
Still
yeah. I'm
satisfied?
glad they didn't dwell too long on that, yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I was fine with that. Maybe because I didn't like that part of the show. So maybe it's easy if they go fast on those, and I want them to spend all their time on Jamie.
That's
Well,
fair,
they hardly
Jan.
spent
We
any
know
time
this
on
about you,
Jamie.
dear.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're
That's
good.
funny.
From Outlander.
That's. I only show those parts, those clips in the videos just for you, Jan. Nobody else likes them, just you. So you're
Just
completely
you.
alone in that.
Yeah, well, I always tell my husband he's my on-screen husband, so you can't have him. Sorry.
I believe we're
Can't
all
share.
at least dating him, so I'm sorry, Jackie.
Yeah,
Right?
we all have to share.
To share. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love that.
So let's not go there. All right. And then William is like standing there, and you just see it, the end. We saw that promo clip so much.
Right.
And for
Now the
some
promo
reason, it
stuff.
didn't hit me that that's what it was. He's shooting Mr. Buck.
Yeah, I guess I never thought of that. Yeah.
I didn't guess that.
Yeah, I didn't really
Yeah,
get that
I
either.
didn't either, and it's in the books.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
That just shows how good the television series is, that we get so enthralled that we're like, where'd he come from?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Shows up, saves the day. There you go.
Except Jan, she was just thinking about Jamie. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
see. Enter Dougal.
That
Do
was
we
awesome.
enjoy? I'm sorry, everything about Dougal's presence cracked me up, and a lot of it wasn't even funny.
Dougal Mackenzie, of Benach.
Oh, Christ.
But Dougal comes in and has the perfect answer to Roger's problems, just like
True.
in his pocket.
Yeah.
True.
That was one thing I'm very excited for next week. Can I just tell you that? I'm very excited for next week because I want to see Roger. Spoilers,
Yes.
everybody. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. See his dad. I am so
Yeah.
excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
that'll be
even
good.
tell you.
So,
You're
But I
gonna,
love
you're gonna love it.
I'll just okay.
and so I don't know if they're going to show the consequences of him meeting his dad and why it's so important. which is
Yes.
another spoiler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. True.
I couldn't I gave it away, and I'm sorry I gave it away, but just I was so excited about that.
Yeah, no,
And then I'm
I
just
am.
gonna
I am too.
I'm I love that Galus propositioned Roger, and Roger
Oh,
gentlemanly turned
Lord.
her down.
Turned her
And
down.
Dougal comes in and propositions Galus within like the first 3 sentences of meeting her,
3 seconds.
and
Uh,
off they go.
and,
All right.
yeah, and yeah, and so Roger and Buck were the reason that Dougal and Bayless got together in the first place to create Buck.
Great bug.
So,
That's funny.
so if they weren't there, he might not
I
have
mean,
met.
nobody's quite their own grandpa, but we got pretty darn close there. 'Cause you
Yeah,
guys, yeah.
that's pretty
Oh boy,
gross.
that's the whole can of worms, girlfriend.
It's like, how did you guys get together? Well, our son was having a heart attack, and so we had to go.
I know, right?
I
That is
just
hilarious. Does he know? I guess
dysfunctional.
I don't really remember. Did they even mention that in the story, or was that maybe a previous episode that Roger told Buck that's his parents? Does he
No,
know?
he
I guess I
hasn't.
don't remember them
He
saying
hasn't
it.
told him. No,
He hasn't told them yet, right?
No, he
No.
hasn't.
Okay, I was what? Did I miss that part? Because I don't remember
No.
him saying anything
No,
about
but I
that
mean
to
that would
him.
be their backstory. Well, one day her son was having a heart attack, and so he came over to get help from his mother
Well, because
before
she
he was
almost
born.
acts like she knows him, right? She goes, "Do I know you?" After listening to us, so I'm like, "Well, does he know that's his mom, or did I miss that part that Roger said that to him? Then maybe they didn't on that. Maybe they don't touch that, or maybe it happens next week. I don't know.
I
See,
think it
Looks
was,
familiar though. I think that might have been it. Family looks
Could be
familiar.
true.
Sorry,
True
Jan, I
that.
didn't cut
see,
you off
I
that time.
guess I guess that I'm a little confused because I thought he understood that that was his mother
no.
because didn't he see like the family tree when he was in the office with
No, that
Roger?
was Roger that looked
was
at that.
Roger.
He
Yeah,
never
Roger
showed
knows
him
who
Okay.
that because
everybody
he didn't want him
is.
to know that
Okay.
there was a
Okay.
death date, so he never showed him that in that
All right.
particular episode.
I
No.
stand corrected.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you,
didn't know that.
ladies.
Good point. Yeah, Jackie.
That child belonged to Dougal Mackenzie and Galus Duncan.
So you're saying that my ancestors are actually the war chief that you spoke of and the witch? But I saw the year of your death.
But I'd like you to tell me anyway.
It was marked as 1778.
Never saw
Yeah.
that.
No, he never saw that.
No, I think Buck will find out next.
Oh, I'm sure they'll find out sooner. If not next episode, the episode after that, he'll find out who they are. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it cannot not have him not know, right?
right.
'Cause that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, you never know. You know,
Again, this is a TV show.
TV
They can
show.
make that into
Yeah.
they want.
he's not gonna do what they want, right?
I think I'm back to Ian and Rachel again. I was just checking so I didn't keep steering the conversation that way. I liked the conversation where Ian is just like, we can't, I mean, he's like trying to get a point across that they might not be able to be together because they're so very different. And
Right? Yeah.
I adore Rachel's response.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It was so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And perfect. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
I think it was from the books too.
Yeah. That was almost word
It's
for
very-
word in the book.
Okay.
Yeah. That whole conversation was pretty much they took that script right from the
Yeah.
book.
Mhm.
I remember that.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit they've been doing through this whole episode that is pretty much they took the script straight from the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole
Noticed that also. I
Yeah.
was going to bring that up.
they did.
It's
They did a
almost
lot of
word
that.
for word.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love it when they do that because you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Especially when I'm listening to it. Oh yeah, I remember that scene because they took it right from the book.
Yeah.
I love that when they do that.
I just like
Yeah.
the casual acceptance of it all. Who you are, who you need to be during the day, your job basically is
Yep.
not who I see when I look at you and when you're with me. And
Yeah, when you come
because
home. Yeah. You can
And
be
again, it's
you
not
when
something
you're there.
terrible. It's just that he wants to defend. He's a warrior. That's who he is. But he
Right.
also is a very caring, very gentle, very sweet guy. I mean, really, he's may have grown up and matured, but inside he's just young Ian still. So I
Right.
Yeah.
think that was really good.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I also loved that he said, um, that he didn't really think that he would be able to be totally a Quaker,
Right.
yeah,
you know,
Right.
and that he knew that she didn't want him to lie about it.
Right.
And I thought that was um
Right.
very 2024 of his character, for men.
yes,
I thought that was really great.
admitting his
So
Right.
I love that.
shortcoming. I can't fake it. This is who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll try for you, but you know that wouldn't be the real me. And I know
Right.
you want the real me and not the one that's fake. And that's kind of what he
Yes,
said to her. And she
Mhm.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was
just
wonderful.
beautiful all around.
It's really
Before we
pretty.
get to the terribleness, I love Mercy Woodcock, the spy, and Claire, the
Yes.
spy, intermittent. While Mercy couldn't get away with it, still think that was great. I just love that she just picked it up.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
Start going with it.
Yeah.
What you want me to
That's so
do?
Claire.
Oh, yeah,
That
totally.
really is so Claire.
Yeah.
It is.
That's something I did want to, if we could go back to Mercy.
sure.
um I I guess I had like a brain fart because I did not remember in the books that um Mercy was the wife of the
Mm.
guy that
Those
Claire
guys
took
were taken
care
care of.
of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walter.
in
Yeah.
the when she was captive.
Yep.
And I guess I'd forgotten about that. And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, okay,
You like to dance, Mr. Woodcock?
My wife does. And that's how we fell in love.
that's how Mercy is like connected here." I
Right.
was trying to figure out, who she was,
Right.
but I thought she did an excellent job too, being a brand new character in
She's
an
wonderful.
established series. She
Yeah.
seems to be a really good actress, so that
Yeah,
was
she
great.
really just moved right in there and just kind
Yeah,
of, she felt very organic and very natural with
yeah,
the rest
I
of
did too.
those
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Anybody who will hop into surgery with Claire with an unknown element like ether, I'm good with
Yeah,
it.
she was all into it. Yep,
yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah.
It took a lot of she must be a lot like Claire in some ways, a woman really not of the times, but she's a free woman, which made
Yep,
her very different, and
yep,
would have been very different in those days. She
yep,
owned her own home.
yep.
um so I enjoyed that character.
I like how that's what Claire. I mean, she walks up to the door and assuming that that wasn't her home, right? Because of who she is and what she looks like.
Right.
Mhm.
And she said, "No, I own it." She's, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." Almost like I didn't mean to offend you. Sorry, kind of thing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Because that wouldn't have been normal in that time to have a black woman who
No.
was
Right.
owned a home and who was free. That's just not how it
No.
was. So
Yeah, it
that
was
was the difference right
presumptuous, but
there.
it wasn't rude.
What's that?
Right. And I
I'm
thought it
sorry, I
was
cut
really
you off.
great when I thought it was really great that Lord John was talking, and he said he wore his uniform to protect her
Right.
Yes.
also.
Yeah. Yeah.
He must have a lot of respect for her as this character. So I really enjoyed that he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it wasn't. Didn't it say that because his nephew was put in her care when
The
the
con-
rebels had taken over the city,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
why
the
he was
rebels had the
there.
town.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right, and that's the only reason, and that was the reason why he wanted to protect her because he was taking care of his nephew
Yes.
at that particular point in time, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Politics
Yeah. And they
didn't
couldn't
matter.
move them. Yeah.
Right.
You've returned service.
I've resigned my commission, but the uniform is mine to wear. I do so for intimidation.
Who are you intimidating? The city's under British control.
He's protecting me, Mom. I am for independency.
All right. I don't
What's
know
up
if we've
next,
got
Katie?
anything left.
Now we're
I
going to have to
think we
talk
have
about
the,
the horrible.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the horrible ending. Let's pretend that that's how it
I
ended.
think that
And then
ending was
Jamie will come
amazing.
home
That's
next
all I
week
have
and
to
it'll
say
be
about it.
great.
That ending was amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
amazing.
incredible.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I was
Let's talk. Oh my
tearing
God.
up and everything.
All the problems happened right at the end, like almost at the same time, because they went from the boat went down to you've been busted to, and by the way, marriage proposal. And what is it about
I know,
everybody
right?
wanting everything done in a day? Okay, she had to get
Exactly
married
right.
in a day for Jamie so that she could be saved from
Right.
Captain Jack Black. Captain Jack
Yep.
Black. Sorry. Black. Oh, Randall. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. And now she has a date. What is it about the 1 day limit? I was Diana gabbled
I
on
don't
just
know.
like, you know what's my favorite number? 24. 24 hours, 1 day. She'll
24
always have a
hours.
day to live.
Don't you have to bring me to Fort William tomorrow?
I can only legally refuse to hand you back to Randall if I change you from an English woman to a Scot. And the only way I could do that is for you to marry one.
At any rate.
Hilarious.
So she has a day to get married. And
Yep.
it just blows my mind that that's what it is.
I
They did it
personally,
very-
I think it's totally, Katie, I think it's totally unfair that Claire got Jamie and now she's getting John.
Lord John.
I mean, what the
You get
hell?
the two best looking dudes,
I
right?
only had one in my life and I got rid of him, but you know, she has two. I mean, damn it.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I was like thinking that the other night. I was like, that is totally unfair.
Well, you know what cracks
She'll
me up
make me
about
feel
Lord
good about
John,
myself.
and I just love his character, is because no matter if he agrees with the Fraser family, what they're doing, he will step in and save them no matter what's going on. And I'm like, why does he keep doing that?
Yeah.
Save the
Deep
daughter
loyalty.
and the brother, and it doesn't matter who it is.
He loves Jamie, and he'll
Yeah.
That's what it is. That he loves Jamie, and he, no matter what happens, he'll save his family. I just think, poor Lord John, in his own life, really. Come on, John.
Yeah, good Lord.
Get your own life, John.
Have you read the Lord John Grey books?
I've only read one, The Scottish Prisoner. Awesome book.
Yeah.
So good.
All
I don't know if you guys have read that. It's really good. You should read it.
Yeah, I read the same
It's
one
pretty
that
good.
you read, Jackie.
Yeah, The Scottish Prisoner. It's good.
Yeah.
I've read absolutely
Yeah,
zero. I
all of the
apologize.
Lord John Grey books are good.
That's the only one I've read. I'll have to read the other ones. But yeah, I think that whole scene is amazing. David Barry is ridiculous. I mean, he's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's just so good.
Vicky, did you get to meet Lord John?
Yeah.
No, you got David Barry. Nice.
Yeah, and John Bell and both Ferguses, the oldest.
Little one.
Okay.
He's not so little anymore, though, is
Yeah.
he?
No,
How old is he?
he's
20
not.
now, probably. I don't know how old he is now, but
Yeah.
He's in his 20s, isn't he? I feel like he'd be in his
Murtaugh
20s.
and,
probably. Oh,
yeah.
Duncan Lacroix. Love me some Duncan Lacroix.
and
Cool.
Marceline
I prefer.
and let's see, Izzy and Denzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joey, I think he's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet too.
Oh, and our baddie, Blackjack.
Oh, really?
Oh, you met Tobias?
Yeah.
Yes, he's
Tobias
amazing.
I hate him.
He's amazing.
I love him. He's
Just amazing. I mean, he's amazing.
wonderful. Yeah.
I can't help
Wow.
it. I hate him. Even if I saw him today on another show, I'd still
No,
hate
he's amazing. Love me some Tobias Menzies. The man is a genius.
him.
He is
He's a genius in acting. He's incredible.
Yeah.
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 I also liked him in Game of Thrones, so I was happy to see Tobias in
I never
Outlander
watched
too.
that.
I don't
I've heard
remember
that.
any
I
Game of
haven't watched it
Thrones.
though.
Watch it
Yeah.
up
Game of
until
Thrones?
they take out the king in the middle of the
Okay.
season, and then don't watch the rest of it because you'll be really disappointed.
Oh,
That's
what
Oh,
season is that you're talking about?
the very final
yeah.
season of Game of Thrones. Like
Okay.
midway through,
Yeah.
when they take out the king, you go, the
Right.
end. We don't know what happened to the rest of the characters because if you find out, you'll be really disappointed. So that's my
Well,
advice for
Yeah.
people who've never seen Game of
that's your
Yeah.
expectation of the Game of Thrones.
It's terrible. Anywho, I got two Tobiases, Jan, just to make you upset.
Eh,
I love him.
eh.
He's amazing.
No, you can keep them.
He is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, I also met Rick Rankin
oh,
and Sophie.
Nice.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Did you get to touch them like in any way, or did you just need them?
Touch him.
Did you like put your finger on them?
Yeah, I got some hugs in the pictures.
Nice.
Yeah, John Bell gives the best hugs.
I bet.
He just sounds like he looks like he'd be a lot of fun. He just looks
So
so
did you?
bubbly.
Did you get,
And old Ian too. I met him
Do
and
a wraparound hug. He like, I'll put your arm around you, and then while I'm here, I'm gonna put my arm around the front of you too. I was
so
like, all
did
right,
you?
but you better
Did
have
you
long
get?
arms.
Even
So
crazy.
Was Sam there,
yeah,
Vicky?
yeah.
Did you get to touch Sam?
Look at her face. I love it. Touch him.
You go up there and touch him.
Tired of being touched, I'm sure.
He was really nice.
That's
And
hilarious.
I had my Peak Challenge hat on,
Gotcha.
and he saw it, and he's like, Peter! So I got to tell him how it like his organization would change my life, and that I'm forever grateful that he started it. Yeah,
I'm sure he was really moved,
yeah.
but you didn't get a hug for it. So
Jan, you're awful.
bad. You know that I think I told you this, Katie, that my sons are very worried about me because I love Sam so much. That they're very worried about me. And every time I send them stuff about Outlander, they just like shake their heads.
I shake their head. I think that's most people that talk to us about Outlander kind of
Yeah.
shake their head though.
I know.
No, my
They're like,
family
"Oh, really?
kind of
Okay."
nods now. Just
Yeah,
because
they
they know that
nod.
I'm doing a channel and I'm making some money talking about it. They're like, now we have respect for you.
Exactly,
I
right?
dork. I just talk to people and record it now. That's all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now,
I make my living by talking online.
Online about Outlander. Love
no,
it.
I don't make a living, honey. I make gas money for the car I don't own now, and that's if I don't drive
That's
very
okay.
far.
Well,
Now,
we
what did we
appreciate
think?
you, Katie.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you again, Jan. That's very nice of you.
You're welcome.
Before our time runs out, because I am limited from a free Google Meet to
Yep.
an hour, and I think we got about 5 minutes left. What did
Okay.
we overall, from a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being I watched it because I had to, it's Outlander, and 5 to I've watched it. 5 is like I've watched it 7 times and I plan on watching it 7 more times directly after we stop talking. No, and Jackie, we're gonna just say you give it a 5 because you've been watching it while we've been talking.
I've been watching while we've been talking. This is true. Right now, they're at Galis's house right now. So there you go.
Good
Okay.
stuff. All right, so they're about to get some dog tags, or the British version of
Yep.
dog tags.
British
Yep.
version of dog tags. Exactly it.
So do you give it a 5, or are you just being forced to watch it against your will right
I
now?
loved it. I love Outlander. I don't care what they do. To tell you the truth, I am all into it. I'm good.
We're like
I'm
really
so good.
easy critics here.
I can't say complain about what they left out or what they didn't leave. I don't care. It's on the screen and I get to see Sam Ewan. I'm all good.
You go, girl.
I'm all good with it.
Very
Give it a
fair.
5 kills, y'all. 5 kills. I'm good.
Oh, that's
5 kills.
how many
How many kills, Jan?
I hold up 5 kills.
5 kills. There she goes.
And Vicky?
I'm gonna say only 4.5, only because I know there's gonna be some other episodes that are probably gonna be a 5, and I don't want to.
Yeah, true that. I think next week's gonna be the one. I'm just saying.
Maybe we should go
Yeah.
0 kilts is everything good, and then I show a picture of Sam in the wheel with the water wheel, 0 kilts.
Water wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, because zero kilts were worn during that scene.
This is
Anywho,
true.
that
He
would be
leaves the
dirty.
graph.
Bad
There you go.
Katie. Oh,
When he took
sound
the
went.
bath, when he took the bath at the stream, you could show that one too.
You want me to
Yeah.
show that? I showed that one for you last week.
I know, but I would like to see it again, please.
Okay, all right. We'll
Bath
just
at the
right
stream?
now. We're gonna look at some
No.
Sam in slow motion taking a bath
Okay.
down the stream,
Okay.
just for Jan.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it, everybody.
There you go.
Everybody,
Love it. I know, right? Go take a cold shower. Let's go.
I know. I'm gonna have to take a shower, and after we get
Shower.
off here, I'll see you guys.
I even a couple years ago they were asking for money to save that water wheel because
Really?
yeah, and I donated. I'm like, no, they can't get rid of that one.
Sam in the
That's
water?
so
Because I would have
wonderful.
donated money if Sam stood in the water with no float.
No, they said that it was it's a historical place.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
But
Gotcha.
it was needed a lot of repairs and they didn't have money for it. So yeah, so
Okay.
they raised.
Hopefully, it's still there.
Yeah, they raised enough money to be able to. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Good.
Yeah, that is one of my on the top of one of my lists is I need to hit Scotland one of these days.
Yeah,
I
me
gotta
too.
go. Gots to go.
We'll all
I'm going next year.
Are you?
In September
Nice.
to the LandCon in Scotland in Edinburgh. And
You
there's
know,
there's
I went
tickets
online.
available.
Are there still tickets? Because I could have swore when I went on there that it was already sold out. But
It was
there's
sold
one in
out.
Paris and one in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
April is Paris, and I don't know when is the one in Scotland.
September. Yeah.
September is what she said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they did have extra tickets for
Oh.
the one in Scotland.
Okay.
It was sold out originally, but then they
That's
found
what I thought.
it's yeah,
I'm like,
they
how's
found
that sold out? It's a year already. I mean, I looked and checked out it in September, and it was already sold. I'm like, when did these go online? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Wow, that happened
I've
fast.
noticed a lot of conventions do that. They'll say they're sold out, and then a month later they'll magically have another 100 or
Have
whatever.
them,
and you're
okay.
like,
I was
really?
just curious. Wow, I know, right?
Yeah.
I like Paris, though. I'd do Paris too. I've been there, but I would still do Paris.
Yeah.
I've never
Beautiful.
been. I am going to wrap it up before we run out of time. This has been a very fun
Thank you.
conversation.
It's
It
been fun.
flowed very neatly, I think. I want to thank Vicky, Jan, Jackie, all for your insights, all for your discussions and opinions. And
Nice.
thanks for taking the time to come and chat with me in the middle of the night. Well, I guess it's not as
Anytime.
late for some of you guys. We're really tired. Did you know we're really tired?
I'll see you guys. I'm gonna take a cold shower.
Go take a cold
Right,
shower.
Jan. Peace out.
Nice
I'm gonna go
meeting you
find a
all.
bunch of dirty videos for you. Have a really good night.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate
Rikava.
it.
Next episode's gonna be off the chain. Everyone better start getting their Kleenexes ready. Just saying.
Yes.
This is true.
gonna be
This
good.
is true.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go dig up those videos for Jan while I edit tomorrow, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank
See
you
you
very
guys
much
later.
for joining me.
Yeah.
Good health
Bye.
to you.